Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. So today I'm showing you something a little bit different. I have traced some grey lead dinosaurs that I have then poked holes in using a normal needle, and I'm using cross-stitching thread to create little handmade stitched paper dinosaur embellishments that I'm then going to put onto a layout. I'm just showing you there to keep them sort of flat. I don't tie knots in the back, I just put tape across the back to hold the threads down. So this is one I'm in the middle of doing. So I just split the threads into two, and I just use a normal back stitch to go along and around the outline of the dinosaurs. If you didn't want them on white cardstock, you could certainly decorate patterned cardstock, or you could add some watercolor or some ink stamps even, and go around the outside of stamps. You know, the sky's the limit here. You also don't need to just use back stitch, you could use any type of stitch you like. I tried doing a stitched eye and tying a French knot, but the paper just wasn't strong enough, so I ended up just drawing the eye on with a sticker. And as I said before, I just trim the threads short, not too short, but short, and then to keep the embellishment flat, I just stick it down with some sticky tape or some washi tape. In this case, I'm just using normal masking tape because I didn't have any washi tape handy, just something that'll help hold the threads down just so they don't come undone. And then I trim around them. Obviously, please be careful, don't to cut too close, so that you're not cutting through any of the dots you poked into the paper or anything like that, because you don't want all your hard work and all your stitching to come undone. But I was really happy with how these turned out. I ended up making 5, I think. So 1, 2, 3. I think it is 5. I know you can't see 5. You can see 2. There's one I haven't done, and then there is the one I've just done. Oh, but I think I do one of the other ones that were drawn on cardboard. Oh, silly me. And so for this layout, I completely used all items from my scrap bin. So I can't tell you what any of the collections are or where I got any of them from, because I've just dug them all out of my scrap bin. But I was just really happy with how this layout turned out and how I was using up bits and pieces of my supplies. So I covered the page, the photo, in just a plain sort of black and white scripty font, and I really wanted to use this sort of dark teal blue color because I just thought the color was gorgeous, but it didn't really match. It didn't really match the photo or anything like that, but I just loved the color, so I decided I was just going to use it anyway and try and make it work. A bright green probably would have been better to match in with the dinosaur, but I didn't like the bright green. I liked the teal blue. So I decided to lay that down the side, and then my son is wearing a red bib and a blue and red checked shirt, so I just grab a little bit of red out of my scrap bin because I didn't have any red yet. And I start making banners out of all the different colours that are there, and I'm hoping that this blue is sort of tying in with the stripe in his shirt or the legs of the toy in the background of the photo, making it work regardless because I just love the colour. And yeah, just tying in those white and silver spotted paper too, because I just think that's a gorgeous paper as well. I'm really, in this layout, just using things I like, which I think is really important when you're scrapbooking, because it's so easy to lose your mojo and to get disheartened by what you have at home. But I was determined to, use supplies and use the things that I wanted to use, not things that I thought I should use or that I had to use. So yeah, just making little banners out of the different colours. I don't use all the colours, but because the dinosaurs have so many different colours in them, sort of bright reds and blues and greens and purples, I know I'm pretty much okay to use any colour I like, and it's probably going to tie in a little bit. Some will obviously look better than others, but yeah, So just cutting out these banners and getting all of these like sort of painting flags ready. And I stick those together and put the white and silver across the top just to sort of make it universal, I suppose. Tie that white and silver spots all around the page. And I stick that down, I think, in a sec. Who knows what I'm doing? I didn't really have my brain anywhere for this layout. I was kind of just making it up as I went along. I wasn't 100% sure how I wanted it to look or not look, and I didn't know. I had all these colours and ideas that I would like to use, but I just wasn't quite sure. So I do that, and then I get my different embellishments, and I work out. I've made 5, but I lost the 5th one. I didn't find it till this morning, so who knows where it was. But I can't get them all to work, and something's not right, as you can see by my twiddly fingers. I think I need something, so I just make a little tag using a little bit of leftover paper, and put a button and some thread on that, and I think I might add that on to just, I don't know, add some dimension. And then again, I pull off a little bit more of the thread. Don't know what I'm doing there. Sorry, I'm banging the camera. And I wrap that around one of the flags just to give it a little bit more, I suppose, again, I'm using the word again, but some dimension. It just gives it a bit of feeling, a bit of pop to it. It's not just all a flat layout. And so I think I'm happier with how that's looking now, with, you know, the thread in the dinosaurs and then the thread around the painting flag and around and on the banner. I still can't get that 4th little dinosaur to work, so I think he's about to get given up on. And yeah, I can't believe I couldn't find that 5th one until this morning. It was so cute too. The one I can't find is the one I actually recorded with you at the very start of this film. So silly. So I put a couple of enamel dots onto the yellow flag, and now I'm just putting some pop dots behind the photo just to give it a bit of lift. I know that I want that dinosaur up in that top corner because it's a flying one, so I want it flying away up there. And I know that I want sort of that angry T-Rexy one in the bottom corner. Oh, what I'm doing now, I didn't realise that my phone ran out of batteries, and so I am doing a pretend example of how I made my heading. So this is just huge sheets of foam. They're just from my local $2 shop, but they're about A5 size, and they're glittery foam, and I'm using the Kaiser Craft alphabet die, and I cut out the letters for my heading using that. So in this example, I'm cutting out the word week because I'm going to use it for my Project Life scrapbook later on. But just to show you how easy it is and how simple it is and how it works, I thought I'd cut it out on film because unfortunately my video stopped recording. So I cut out my W and my K and my E, and I'm just cutting out the second E before I pop the letters out for no reason. I could have popped the letters out first. I just was on a roll, so I kept it going. And I'm using my diamond press machine for those of you that haven't seen one or don't know about one of those. They're just a little die. Instead of having like a big shot or something like that, it's just a little one that's easy to use. So just popped those letters straight out. They were super easy. And there's the word week. And here's a close-up just in case you were wondering how thick it was and how sparkly and glittery it was. I just think they look fantastic. And they're essentially exactly the same as Thickers, but obviously they're not sticky on the back because I haven't got a Xerox machine to run it through and make my own stickers. But you could do that. These were just my own tiny words that I made on cardstock, and I just cut them out and glue them on. So I'm just showing you there my Dino-rock and my little word stick. They're not stickers, they're just paper, my little word phrases. If you are interested, I'm happy to share a PDF of my little word phrases. Just make a comment down below and I will email them to you. So yeah, I was really happy with how this turned out. It was super easy and just a nice dinosaur feel, nice little boy layout. I hope you like it. All scraps, all things made from home. The only things I added were the enamel dots And yeah, hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration and some ideas of how you might use some of your stash to make something cool yourself. Stay tuned for more layouts coming up. As I said last week, we've got some awesome things coming up in September.